Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're still with you on today's edition of Cairo Local Time. And of course, today we are delighted to be joined in the studio by our guest, Dr. Sherif Gohary, the Professor of Architecture. Dr. Sherif, a very good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you so much for coming in this afternoon.
Oh, thank you, and good afternoon
thank
for you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, today, of course, we'll be discussing the Decent Life Initiative, and recently the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, said that this presidential initiative, or the Decent Life Initiative, is one of the most important projects to be carried out in Egypt in the 21st century. It aims at developing Egypt's countryside, providing a better life for more than half of the Egyptian population, which is really a hefty number of people. And it targets half of the Egyptian, say 102 million Egyptians, and a majority of them living in villages around the country. We're talking about over 4,600 villages. And the development doesn't just target the villages, it targets all the aspects of life in these villages. So could you tell us a bit more about the Decent Life Initiative and its importance, especially in this current period in time?
Okay. In fact, these presidential initiatives, in fact, it comes in a good time. Why? Because the government at the same time, like, for the new state and also the transfer of the government to the new capital city, on the same time, and also the program of the slum development, which already developed the slums all over Egypt. On the other hand, like you said, about 60% of our population, that means it's 58.
Basically, yeah.
60% of our population, that means 60 million, they saw this development in the TV and all this.
Not yet benefited.
But they don't, all this development didn't touch them in their real life. And some governments, in fact, suffered a lot through the 30 years of ignorance of services, ignorance of job, creation and opportunities, lack of infrastructure, lack of
basic services,
which of course it is what we call now, or the terminology, it is a quality of life. The quality of life comes to Egypt. In fact, with the Ministry of Housing, we already had a code for this quality of life to be applied, of course. We started, in fact, in the cities. But, in fact, the President City already, got the idea, in fact, because the real people or the real Egyptian, living in the villages. For that, in fact, they already concentrate now about our people living in the villages, and the importance of this, and like His Excellency Dr. Madbouli said, in fact it is very unique project all over the world in this critical time of COVID-19 situation, which already all the states suffered from the economic point of view. And on the other hand, like I said, it touched 60% of our Egyptian people. So, in fact, the time is very critical, but it is unique, I think, project, and it's really, we're approaching, like Dr. Madbouli said, the 21st century with this real big project, which already noticed and recorded by all the international also banks and international development initiations.
Indeed. So, Doctor, we are talking about the development of these villages sustainably, which is a very important word, sustainable development. It's not just about providing houses, fixing the roads, and that's it. No, it's a multifaceted development. It's comprehensive development. We're talking about education, health, recreational facilities available for the citizens, better housing, better roads, and job creation opportunities as well. So tell us a bit more about how this multifaceted, sustainable development approach is being targeted.
In fact, when the government planned for this initiation, they have like a need assessment. And they already studied the different approaches and the different also scenarios, like we said. So the scenario already decided to approach or to put the poorest people suffering from because the economic point of view, when some governments like Sohag or Kenya or Minya, they suffer from all these problems, lack of everything, and beside that, they already have an economic point of view which they are poor by the international definition, which the poor people can gain by day $1.9.
US dollars, yes.
US dollars, okay? For that, and when you find some government like Sohag, when these the number of these poor people account about 70% or 80% of the population, which like Sohag targeted, like Sohag, it is 5 million inhabitants living in Sohag, and when you find 80% out of these 5 million, they already poor and under poor also, and on the same time they have a lack of whatever you said.
So these are the priority groups.
Yes, for that, this is in fact the scenarios already studied and decided
that they start with
to approach these poor government, which already we have a statistics of these government all over Egypt, did by CAPMAS, and for that these numbers, the already government put the priority to start with these needy people.
So starting with these people, housing units are being built and provided, new roads and facilities, transportation routes, etc., new education facilities, new health facilities, and whilst these facilities are being built, new job creation opportunities. So it's kind of a wheel that's working itself and providing these job opportunities whilst achieving this sustainable development that is aimed. Tell us a bit, as from the architectural side of things, how has the architectural formed the large share of this initiative, in your opinion?
In fact, the architecture point of view, it is maybe not so much faced in this area, because the other problems already shared with a big amount. So the housing, it is not building a new housing. It is most of the initiation concentrate on rehabilitation
of
the existing villages
facilities,
because
so running water, electricity, making it more livable.
Yes, for that to build a new house, it is not so much, because the people already living in their houses and they already accustomed to live in these. We call it primitive, but it's not primitive. This is
it's
a village.
Suitable for
it's
where
suitable
they
for
live.
them.
Yes.
For the animals, for the
for
agriculture,
the weather, for their needs,
for everything.
Yes.
So the government concentrate on this, what we call a quality housing opportunity. For that, and it's concentrate, like I said, mostly on rehabilitation of these houses. Secondly, like you said, the infrastructure. Most of these villages in the poor and other villages, even in the Delta, it's covered by, as Dr. Asim El-Ghazar said, the Minister of Housing, we cover only 40% from the sewage infrastructure. Okay, 96% of the villages covered by water, porta-porta. For that, no problem at all. But the problem, it is in the sewage. And this sewage problem already reflected on health. When you have most of these villages, they already make sewage in their houses, or they don't have, and even they put it in the disposal in the canals.
Yes.
For that is another problem in the health.
Further worsening the health situation.
Yes, for that it is reflected totally for this health situation in
so
these
fixing
villages.
one thing will lead to the fixing of
yes, for
the
that
other.
this is if we back to your question about sustainability. Sustainability means that all the resources can be managed, all the problems can be faced, to have in the finally the development can sustain by itself from all the point of view.
Yes. Right, Doctor, a number of Egyptian ministries are taking part in this Decent Life initiative. As you said, for example, sewage and health. Lots of different ministries are taking part. How is this collaboration between the different ministries leading to this sustainable development? How are they completing each other, if you may?
In fact, I think the Ministry of Planning nowadays it is, facilitating this management and cooperation between the other ministries. The report said it's about 15 ministries already involved in this initiation, but I think it is more than that. And the last thing which happened in 28th of October, His Excellency President Sisi already had now a job for a consultant. He's General Mohammed Higazi, and nominate him to monitor this initiation from the present point of view. For that, this is very important. I think and it will reflect it to what you said about the coordination, because nowadays, of course, all the ministries are doing well, but on the other hand, you need some like centralized organization to gather all these initiation, which already the ministries and also the NGOs, the private companies, banks, and all over. Now also the Egyptian living outside Egypt, the initiation of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they already have this initiation for the people like living in America or Canada. They will try to help and to get involved. So without a central organization to attract all these resources and implement these things, and on the other hand, which I think it is very important, I think also it will be integrated for the job of General Mohammed Higazi to monitor this development. Because nowadays, if you look for the reports in the newspaper or in the TVs, you'll find 13,000 class, already built, 100 sewage units. But I need like, the development of informal settlements. We need like a geographic map with the GIS, and this is, of course, the Ministry of Communication can help for that to monitor what's already done in this initiative.
To get the maximum benefit.
Maximum benefit, and also for the, the transparency of this initiation. You can go for the Google to see if this project happened or not, or whatever. For that, this is, I think, but on the other hand, the initiation already now distributed in these almost 20 governments. The projects are going on.
At full force, they're working at full capacity.
Full capacity, 24 hours. All the people work for. It's good, of course, and of course it is. It's part of the job creation, in fact.
Yes, that's actually my next question to you, and my final one, because we're running out of time. Job creation, as you said, the coronavirus pandemic has hit the global economy everywhere, even in Egypt. People have struggled. So we are at a critical time, and these initiatives are providing new job opportunities, which again, at the end of the day, as you said, is for the basic citizen to feel, the benefits of these development or the sustainable development. Tell me a bit about how job creation is coming about.
In fact, job creation already coming from different aspects. Firstly, during construction, already the construction project or the development project already attract about 90, at least 90 sectors of the economy. Already attracted by the, by default. Secondly, like I said, all these governments or these villages already suffer from, unemployment, also illiteracy. But for that, the construction work, most of the work, of course, needs specialized.
Skill-based,
but
yes.
It's skilled. But on the other hand, there is a lot of, jobs can be by illiterate people. For that, the people living in this area already involved. Or this is a part of the job creation. On the other hand, the government, like the Ministry of Social Solidarity, already have like a need assessment of these villages to see what is resources.
Yes.
Resources means some of the villages have like agricultural product, like different. Like in Damietta, they have furniture. Like in Shuara village, it is fully furniture equipment, and they have a chain of the the product and everything. For that, this kind of product. Or other villages already the
agriculture, we have weaving, different
cheese,
yes,
or they're making
all
anything.
job opportunities.
All for that the Ministry of Social Solidarity, they already make this need assessment and they evaluate what is the resources in these villages and what kind of facility they need. Like this Shuara village in Damietta, for example, it needs also already marketing.
Yes.
Marketing opportunity to
further,
sell
yes,
their products.
Secondly,
to have also quality control and certificates or something like that.
So it's all working towards this job creation for the different portfolios.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we've run out of time very quickly. I'd like to thank you very, very much. Dr. Sherif Gohary, Professor of Architecture. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your insight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. We wrap up this edition of Cairo Local Time. We do hope you have enjoyed it. My name is Angie Meher. Many thanks for watching.